Thank you. We say it all the time, right? It's almost automatic. But what if those two little words are doing way more work than we even realize? Well, today, we're going to dive into the hidden power of this phrase, and we'll be using some amazing insights from the book, The Psychology of Thank You. Okay, so let's start with this really core idea from the book. Thank you is a bridge. I want you to just think about that for a second. On one side, you've got your inner world, with all its needs and vulnerabilities. And on the other side, that's the outer world and, well, everyone else in it. And this simple phrase, it's the thing that connects those two sides. And this, right here, is where it gets so fascinating. We tend to just dismiss it as, simple politeness. But what we're about to unpack is how this tiny little bridge is actually an incredibly powerful psychological tool. I mean, we're talking about something that can reveal our deepest fears, literally rewire our brains, and maybe even reshape the entire story of our lives. Pretty wild, right? All right, so first things first, we have to get one thing straight right from the get-go. We've got to look past this idea that gratitude is just about good manners. It's so much more than that. It's a really profound psychological act. So let's break down what's really happening under the hood here. Every single time you say thank you, you're actually doing two major things. First, you're admitting, hey, I'm not self-sufficient, I need other people. And that totally pushes back against this cultural myth that we should be able to do everything on our own. And second, you're acknowledging that the other person had a choice. They didn't have to help you, but they did. They chose to. And this points to a really crucial mental shift. You see, a lot of the time, our brains are stuck in what you could call a deficiency loop. They're constantly scanning for what's missing, what we lack, what could go wrong. Gratitude is like a circuit breaker for that loop. It snaps you out of it. It forces your attention, even if it's just for a second, onto what you have been given, onto what is supportive. It literally shifts your focus away from threat and towards safety. Okay, so if it's so good for us, why can it sometimes feel so hard? Awkward or maybe even a little threatening to just say thank you? Well, this brings us to what we could call the gratitude battlefield. A huge part of this struggle really just comes down to fear. Because sometimes thank you isn't genuine appreciation at all. It can be a survival tactic, a strategy that psychologists call fawning. It's like you're putting up a shield to try and calm someone down, to avoid their anger or disappointment. It has nothing to do with connection. It's a performance, and it's born from fear. And this leads to a really powerful question you can ask yourself. When I say thank you, what am I hoping to avoid? Am I actually expressing a genuine feeling, or am I just trying to manage the situation? Am I trying to dodge a conflict or avoid rejection? The answer to that question really reveals whether your thank you is a genuine bridge or just a mask. Okay, another huge barrier, the fear of being controlled. I think we've all felt this at some point. In some relationships, a gift isn't really a gift, is it? It's a tool, a way to make you feel obligated. And saying thank you in that situation can feel like you're literally fastening on what the book calls invisible chains, trapping you in this awful cycle of debt and guilt. All right, so we've looked at some of the psychological traps, but now let's get to the good stuff, the payoff. Let's talk about how a genuine thank you can literally physically rewire your brain and your entire nervous system. And this is such a key insight from the book. We are not just talking about feelings here. This isn't just some fluffy, nice idea. Expressing gratitude is a physical exercise for your nervous system. Seriously, think of it like a little micro-signal of safety that you're sending directly to your brain's alarm center. So here's how that safety signal actually works. It's a 4-step process. First, you consciously notice someone supporting you. That simple act tells your brain, hey, for this one moment, survival isn't the only thing that matters. Then your brain sends out a safety signal, and your body responds physically. Your muscles might unclench, your breathing gets a little deeper, and here's the crucial part. Your brain stores this experience as a positive memory. It's like it's logging evidence that, okay, the world can be a supportive place. And the long-term effect of doing this again and again, it's absolutely profound. With practice, you are actively retraining your brain's attention. You're not pretending the threats aren't out there, but what you are doing is altering the ratio. You start to see reality for what it is, a mix of both risk and support. And that, right there, is the foundation of genuine resilience. Okay, so with all of that in mind, how do we actually get better at this? Let's dive into some really practical tools for expressing gratitude in a way that genuinely connects with people. The difference between a throwaway thanks for everything, and a really powerful thank you is all in the details. It's a craft. So, number 1, be specific. Name the action, the effort, and how it actually impacted you. Acknowledge the cost to them, not just the awesome outcome for you. And try to match the weight of your appreciation to the weight of the gift. That's what makes someone feel truly, deeply seen. Now check this out, because this is a fascinating way to apply this. You can actually combine gratitude with a really firm boundary. This just goes to show that being thankful doesn't mean you're a doormat who has to say yes to everything. You can absolutely acknowledge the kindness in someone's offer while still honoring what you need. That is a true sign of psychological maturity. And of course, we can't talk about this without mentioning self-gratitude. Let's be real. Most of us have a very, very loud inner critic. So thanking yourself for your effort, for your persistence, or, hey, just for getting through a tough day, that's a direct way to fight back against that voice and build a much more compassionate relationship with yourself. Okay, so let's pull all these different threads together for a second, because this is about so much more than just a simple action. When you really get down to it, thank you is a tool for shaping the entire story you tell yourself about your life.
But first, let's be crystal clear on one thing. This is not about toxic positivity. It's not about slapping a smile on your face and pretending that hardship and pain aren't real. No. Instead, what gratitude does is it provides the counterbalance. It looks at the pain and says, yes, you are real. But it refuses to let that pain be the only thing in the story. It insists, it demands that support and connection and kindness get a voice too, because they are just as real.
And this brings us to a final, really beautiful metaphor. Think of gratitude as this golden thread that you can choose to weave through the fabric of your life story. It's not going to magically remove the stains or mend all the tears, but what it will do is give the entire fabric a strength, a shimmer. It's what holds it all together. So, the ultimate takeaway here is this. Thank you is so much more than just being polite. It's a doorway. And every single time you say it with real, genuine intention, you're stepping through that doorway into a different way of seeing the world. One where we acknowledge our need for each other, where we build resilience, and where we find true meaning and connection. And so that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Your life is a story, and you're the one writing it every single day. So after everything we've talked about, what role, what kind of power are you going to give to those 2 simple words?